Alright, good morning everybody. Still just taxiing over to our departure runway. Kind of got a little bit of a, was running a little bit behind this morning, so I have not put in the, gotta download the thing for little nav map. We'll do that. We got time to get everything together here. I see Infidel already here. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Hello Infidel, hello Kev. You got time? I'm just gonna hold short of runway here and get the flight plan and put in a little nav map. Real quick. We have a different
Postman 237, contact tower on 118.1. Have a good afternoon.
Contact tower 118.1. Good day. Let's move a little bit closer here. We have a new stewardess on board today. Caroline says she didn't want to fly with us today. So we have Mara with us. We'll talk to her in a moment. Although this is not a passenger service, this is cargo. I cannot show you the cargo right now because we cannot go in the back there. Can't go through the wall. Let me see. Alright, so we gotta get our okay, departure procedures. Inserts. We got the arrival already there. That's what we're looking at. Yeah, we're in the thank you, Fidel. So we're going to take off, we're going to go out 15 nautical miles, and then we're going to turn, and then we're going to turn again, and then we're going to get onto our main path here, and then we'll be landing up here. Ta-da. Now we'll see if the whatchamacallit throws us for a loop today and vectors us in for the ILS approach, or if we're going to follow the flight plan as indicated. so we'll see if that happens. Tuesday when I flew with Kev to Boston from Reagan National, it vectored me in, so I had to follow their directions. Well, I didn't have to. I just did. Took a leap of faith and let's get to this. All right, there we go. Hello, Mick. How are you? Good morning, good afternoon. Good to see you here. I have DHL execs on board watching your flight. Thanks. Good afternoon, Mara. Are you ready for our departure? Let's see what Mara has to say.
Good afternoon, Captain Robert. Yes, we are ready for our departure. Cabin crew, take seats for departure.
Thank you, Mara. Since this isn't a passenger flight, you'll just be taking care of Jenna and I today. Once we're at our cruising altitude of 31,000 feet, can you bring us some something to drink and some food?
Understood, Captain Robert. Once we reach cruising altitude, I'll bring drinks and food for you and Jenna.
It's Janet, but thank you.
Thank you, Captain Robert. I'll make sure to take care of everything for you and Jenna.
I don't know why she thinks Jana. Okay. Oop. Cape Town Tower, Postman 237, holding short, runway 19, request clearance IFR departure to Whiskey Yankee, Foxtrot Yankee Whiskey Hotel.
Postman 237, cleared to Foxtrot Yankee Whiskey Hotel via the Theta 1 Bravo departure, then is filed. Climb 8,000, departure frequency 119.7, squawk 1624.
Clear to Foxtrot Yankee Whiskey Hotel via the Theta 1 Bravo departure, then is filed, climbing 8,000, departure frequency 119.7, squawking 1624. Good day. Departure.
Postman.
Contact tower. Cape Town Tower, Postman 237, runway 19er, ready for departure. IFR.
Postman 237, runway 19er, winds 210 at 15, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Postman 237. Good day. All right, Kev, if you're gonna go for it. Hello, Joseph, how are you? Thank you. Yeah, we'll talk about we'll discuss some stuff once we get in the air here, and I'm going to have Janet take over the radios here in a moment. Good morning, Janet. Would you mind handling the radios for the flight?
Good afternoon, Robert. I'll handle the radios for you. Let's get this bird in the air.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you.
Right, Robert. We're all set for takeoff. Let's get this bird in the air and see if we can defy gravity today.
Thrust set.
Alright, here we go.
Airspeed allowed. $80 knots. Go. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up selected.
Away we go.
Gear up. Lights out.
Postman 237, contact departure on 119.7.
Switching to departure on 119.7. Postman 237. Cape Town departure, Postman 237, good afternoon. Climbing through 1000.
Postman 237, Cape Town departure, radar contact, climb flight level 080, direct D190 Tango.
Climb flight level 080, direct D190T, Postman 237.
No. We are on our way. Nearly 1 year travel the planet. That's correct. Thank you, Mick, for the resub. Appreciate it.
Postman 237, climb flight level 210.
Climbing flight level 210, Postman 237.
All the way to 210. I like it. Well, thank you for the gifted sub to Mr. Adams. Thank you. Yep, appreciate that. You're a gentleman and a scholar. I don't care what JP says about you. That's a speaker. Hold on a second. Sound port.
All right, that's enough of this insubordination. If the machine breaks down, we break down.
Postman 237, climb flight level 280.
280. Oh, we can speed
Climbing
up.
flight level 280, Postman 237.
This is the one thing I really like about having this AI system. All right, we got a couple new sounds. Oh, here's one for Joseph. Well, here's two for Joseph. You ready, Joseph?
And the referee has got to book him, I think. And a yellow card it's going to be, Stuart.
Yeah, the ref's got that right. It's a yellow card all day long.
And And a big decision for the official here. And by the letter of the law, a red card offence.
Well, the referee has got that absolutely right. He had to be sent off for that challenge.
And then we also have
5 hours later.
and my new favorite.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And then we also have
Ghost Rider requesting a flyby.
Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
the
So your ego is writing checks your body can't cash.
that's right. It usually does.
How about new?
There we go. That's what I was waiting. Look at that. 2 in a row.
Postman 237, climb flight level 310.
Climbing flight level 310, Postman 237.
Look at that. We are already climbing to our cruising altitude. I like it. Whereas before, it was like we had to wait. We had to, it didn't tell us. We had to ask for permission. Gonna head back inland here. Yeah, I figured you would, Mick. That's why I picked it. Mick's gonna enjoy this one. All right. Let's see. What's our 280? Is our okay? We can go to 280 then. How do you use the new ones? Oh, no, these are on my... I have a Stream Deck, Joseph. So I just push a button. So I have, like...
Everybody on? Good, great, grand, wonderful. No yelling on the bus!
So Kev helped me, got me to a thing called Voice Mod. And you can pick clips from like movies or sounds or whatever, like, here's Arnold Schwarzenegger laughing. You also have the...
It's lights out and away we go!
Boy, that escalated quickly.
That's what she said.
So, yeah, it's just little clips. The other ones are for channel points through Blurb. Alright, I gotta get my altimeter set standard. Oh, right, there we go.
Postman 237, contact Cape Town Center on 125.1.
Contacting Cape Town Center on 125.1, Postman 237. Cape Town Center, Postman 237. Afternoon, climbing to flight level 180 for flight level 310.
237, Cape Town Center identified. Greetings.
Greetings. All right, let's just have a look, make sure everything's on as expected. No shenanigans up here. Doesn't look like it. Everything's working fine. We can go ahead while we're climbing to our cruising altitude. Let's see. Charts. Airport charts. Whiskey Hotel. All right, let's get our star. We're doing the 1 Bravo. Yep. this is what we're expecting to do here today. Let's go to night mode so we can not blinded by the light. Approach ILS or localizer 26. We'll save that one. So we're going to come in right here on IMPEP. I'm IMPEP. Hello, Mela. How are you? We're just going to come in at 8,000. The airport elevation is at 5641 feet. We'll save that. And there we go. So we got our charts all set. There's our arrival coming in right here. Our ILS, and then there's the airport. So we got all. Oh, that's what I meant to do. 110.3. Let's get those dialed in. Ooh, excuse me. All right, so I will not be, and I'm not going to get into details here. Once the flight concludes today, I'm all right. I have a medical procedure on Monday. I'm not going to get into the details because I don't want to gross anybody out. Okay, it is rather personal. So I will not be flying this weekend, the rest of this weekend, and probably into next week. I don't know how I'm going to feel after I get done with everything on Monday. I might be completely wiped out. So I'm not, just don't expect to see me. I may try to lurk in the streams if anybody's streaming, but I can't say that I will or that I won't, so just don't expect to see me there. Okay. And then so the next stream won't be until 2 weeks from today. So that's like the 20th of November, of September, I mean, not November, September. So if I do fly, it's just going to be short flights. I'm going to fly on my own just to kind of get, you know, getting back into the swing of things. It's probably going to take me, because I have to start fasting tomorrow. I can't have anything. The only thing I can eat tomorrow, and I'm going to go find some at Walmart today, green Jello. That's it. I cannot have anything else to eat, which is going to suck. So yeah, I can drink tea, I can drink apple juice, I can drink like 7-Up or Sprite, but I can't have anything solid to eat until like Monday evening at the earliest, and that's if there's no complications with the procedure on Monday. So yeah, it's gonna suck. Not gonna lie, it's so. And part of it is, I know, like, when I've not eaten, you know, people get, you know, they call it hangry. You're hungry and then you're angry. So, you know, I'm trying to avoid that. All right. Monk. Go to Monk. So yeah, it's just, it's not going to be fun. So I will.
Postman 237, Cape Town Center, please expedite your climb to flight level 310.
Expediting climb to flight level 310. Postman 237.
Yeah, the climb just seemed to kind of. Oh, okay. That's kind of odd. There we go. So yeah, that's the deal. So you you may or may not see me. Like I said, I don't know really what to expect after Monday. So hence no stream next week. So it'll be 2 weeks before you hear me again. Although I'm gonna upload the last couple Saturdays. So 2 Saturdays ago, I'm going to upload that one, last week's and this week's. It'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday premieres on YouTube. I'm going to take care of that today as well, so you can rewatch the flights. You can hear my voice again. For those of you who miss my voice, you can rewatch the videos. It's a well. The Avro RJ is a region. It's a these are geared turbofans. It's called a Whisper Jet, and it's like a STOL aircraft.
Your ego is writing checks your body can't cash.
Without being a short takeoff and landing plane.
How about new?
You get now this is the updated. They did a fictional cargo version of the Avro RJ100 recently, and this is fictional. This was supposed to, they were going to make it, but then they never did, essentially. So I figured instead of flying a traditional passenger service or whatever, we could do this instead. Something different. But yeah, it's a very, very nice plane. I think Just Flight did this. They did a very good job on their. This is the updated BAE 146s were the original ones, and then the Avro made the next iteration. Swiss Air only a few years ago flew their last Avro RJ in passenger service. So yeah, it's a pretty good plane, I think, to fly. They're very, once you get used to it, they're very, you can fly, you know, like the departure, you can hand fly it. It's not, it's just, you gotta, because there is an auto throttle, but you gotta tell the speed, you gotta dial that in order for it to work. So all right, let's go out farther. Let's go 320. Yeah, they have multiple uses, and so they call this the QT, the quiet trader, because the engines don't make a lot of noise, so they're very handy in areas that you don't want a plane that makes a lot of ruckus with the engine noise and all that. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with their Just Flight's done an amazing job. The BAE 146 doesn't have like this system here you know, the little the digital displays and all that. It's all analog. But they're great planes, I think. And then I have their Fokker the F-28 regional jet, and the F-70, F-100 series is supposed to be coming out here before the end of the year. I think either this month. I read they're still tightening up a few things before they send it out, and I pre-ordered it when I was at Flight Sim Expo earlier this year. Well, it seems like it's earlier. It was only a few months ago. So, yes, and the galley switch is on. There you go, Kev. I know Kev likes to wonder that question. So yeah, it's a great plane. I like it. And their EFB is pretty nice. Like once you load up the flight plan, like you can, when you click on the fuel, you can set the fuel, the refueling. You can do it like instant, or you can do like I usually keep it about 5 minutes. So yeah, it's a great plane. I like it. Let's see. I don't think this has a wind reading. Let's see what, I'm showing 298, 299 at 31 knots. According to this. I don't know how accurate that is, but see, I think you're more out over the, yeah, see that? I think that's you. You're closer to the coast. There's you, there's Kev. So I wonder if your winds are a bit, yeah, I think because you're more on the coastline, Infidel. Now we're coming up to our cruising altitude. And it does have like a little traffic radar. I can go all the way out to 40 nautical miles. For traffic. Let's see if it does the same. Yep, so on both of them, it does up to 40. I can, just like in the, thank you, Amela, I appreciate it. I think it will be fine. It's just, I'm a bit nervous because I don't know really how, you know, whatever they give me to put me under or whatever, I don't know how I'm going to respond to it. So yeah, thank you, Joseph. I know O'Mella just rolled his eyes. Good to see you here, Joseph. Good to see you here. Now he's a subscriber. He doesn't have to watch the commercials. That's all right, Emil. I kind of figured. Yeah, you don't come around hardly no more. You don't bring me flowers anymore. Doesn't even get me a dodgy McDonald's Happy Meal. I had chicken parmesan last night for dinner. It was one of those microwave things. I think the problem I have with it is I tend to overcook it in the microwave. It says cook it between 7 and 8 minutes, and I always go for the 8 minutes, and then the sauce and stuff kind of gets burned on the side a little bit, so yeah. But that's what I had while I was watching streaming that. Okay. Well. I'll tell you like this, Joseph. There's people here in this chat that care about you probably infinitely more than the people on TikTok do. Just food for thought. No pun intended. You do what you got to do. Kevin Infidel are battling who's going to maintain 36,000 feet. Oh, Kev lost. He dropped altitude. So the back cargo door, I like the orange TikToks. You mean too windy at 38,000? I think you meant Tic Tacs. That's okay, Kev. We knew what you meant. Let's get a picture out here. Oh, I did try. I don't know why it's not working, but I cannot get the info thing to work. I suspect it's because I have so you know, like this ATC bot, it will not connect. And I tried yesterday to get it to reconnect, and it won't. I think it's because I have, how do you add fuel in flight? If you go to your, well, you should have made sure you had plenty of gas in the tank before you took off. Oh, I think I know what it did. Hold on a second. I thought that might have been the problem. Okay, so if you go to your top menu, go to the weight and balance. You open that up, and then you can add fuel that way. Since when are you flying using fuel, Kev? Because normally you have it set to so my top of descent is in 547 nautical miles. On here, my actual wind is 291. Yeah, so that's about right from what this said. Oh, this is gone to... Now I'm getting a really good crosswind. But, yeah, you could tell. Oh, doesn't have unlimited fuel. Uh-oh, Kev's outside his comfort zone, folks. What will happen next? You forgot that you're in the V2 version. And you're like, oops, I'm gonna run out of petrol. Ooh, let's see what Mara has for us. Mara, what's available to eat and drink on board today?
Today, we have a selection of beverages including coffee, tea, soft drinks, and water. For food, we have a variety of snacks such as mixed nuts and granola bars.
Ooh. Oh. Can you bring up all the water and granola bars that you have?
Certainly, Captain Robert. I'll bring up the water and gorilla bars right away.
She said gorilla bar. I swear she just said gorilla bars. Yeah, I know, huh? Well, you know the funny thing, when I flew with Kev on Tuesday, when I was doing using the say intentions, they name Coca-Cola products. So it was pretty, like, they didn't just say soft drinks, bars of gorilla meat. Yeah. She said we have Coca-Cola products, not soft drinks. So that's it, but that was on a Delta flight. So I don't know if, because it's Delta, they have, you know, they only exclusively use Coca-Cola products instead of Pepsi. So I thought that was kind of interesting that they use the actual name. So anyway. The low fuel warning buzzer helped you figure out that you're running out of fuel. Delta and Coke are in I figured that maybe there was like an exclusive deal that Delta would only carry Coca-Cola products. Yeah, Atlanta-based, yeah. So I wonder, I'm curious to see what do I get flying on it on Southwest here in a couple months. I know they don't have like big in-flight service like they used to.
Postman 237, you're leaving controlled airspace. Contact Oceanic Control. Primary is 119.56. 5 secondary is 132.335.
Ooh. Well, this
Switching
is...
to Oceanic Control. Primary 119er.
That's interesting.
Oceanic Control, Postman 237. Good afternoon. Maintaining flight level 310.
Postman 237, Oceanic Control, maintain flight level 310.
Maintain flight level 310, Postman 237.
Wow. That was interesting. The flashing fuel pump light gave it away also. I'm proud of you, Kev, because that means you're flying inside the flight deck to notice the flashing lights. Whereas before, you would have been like, da 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 da. Oh, my plane's falling out the sky. We're going to make a semi-professional virtual pilot. We gave you 20% more fuel. I think you need more than that, Kev. I would take it all the way up to like at least 50%. Plane falling out of the sky is you. I'm going to treat myself to some stuffed chicken with feta cheese and spinach today. After I get done with the, yes, oh my God. I just, whew. You know, I'm going to go on a limb here, Kev, and say if you had a sim brief and you put in a flight plan in the EFB, it would automatically load the correct amount of fuel for you based on the distance that you're
Postman
flying.
237, contact Cape Town Center on 125.1. Switching to Cape Town Center on 125.1. Postman 237.
But that's just a guess.
Cape Town Center, Postman 237. Good afternoon, maintaining flight level 310.
Postman 237, Cape Town Center identified. Good afternoon.
That's interesting though that we crossed into oceanic controlled airspace, and now we're back in Cape Town airspace. I don't know what to think about that. Wow. Look at this scene. So this flight today will nab us the I'm going to probably butcher this name, Namibia flag, the country flag for Namibia, or yeah, that's what we're getting today out of this. One more flag in the collection. And then 2 weeks from now, we will be in the 737-800 going from Miami to Beaufort. It's to get the St. Lucia flag. So that'll be primarily over water. Won't be much to see there. And then we'll be back in this aircraft at the end of September. We're going from Leipzig to Vilnius, doing a real-world DHL flight, and somehow, some way, I still gotta get some time in the 777. 4th of October, come hell or high water, we're going JFK to Heathrow. The 777 300ER. And Then we're going to go to Dubai to Asmara to get the Eritrea flag. And then we're doing Valana to Colombo. We're going to Sri Lanka in October. And then the 25th is the big flights. Birmingham to Dallas Love to Sacramento. With a plane swap at Dallas Love. And let's see what else we got here. Yeah. Yep, that's fine. But that doesn't mean in the account of flying, of course, in a wrong climb angle. Ah, yeah. And that's why having a flight plan from SimBrief, you hit the autopilot, takes care of everything itself. Let's have a looky here. So we got 13, and we have a big whopping 124 nautical miles. And then we have 15, 15, 29. 69, 82, 35, 48, 14. 15, 33, 11. Okay, so after a Tupi, we should start descending, or before a Tupi. This is the second time flying this turkey. Uh-oh. Practice makes perfect, Kev. All right, I'm gonna, and leaves a bunch of discontinuity. Yes, there are instances of that. However, what I found out is that the discontinuities generally mean that you will be vectored to the next waypoint. You don't necessarily have to clear it out, because sometimes if there's a turn, the turn may be more severe than the having ATC direct you to the next nav point. But you can clear those out, but you may bypass some of the waypoint in order to get to. No, we still got a whiles to go, Kev. Well, I mean, you guys are a little bit out in front of me, at least 100 nautical miles. Well, I'm at 2, so you're about 100 nautical miles in front of me. That's why I said you should have gone up to 50%. You would have, at 50% fuel, you'll make most flights in an A320, as long as you don't overdo it. You needlessly burn fuel. Yeah, on a plane like that, you can't go wrong with putting it at least 50% or 60% before takeoff. You should be able to complete most flights with that amount of fuel. That's like a ballpark. Now mine, it went all the way up to 75%, but I don't have large fuel tanks like the A320 does either. And I'm just now at about 52%. That included getting the, starting the APU, getting the engine started, but I didn't have very far to taxi So that helped. But it's saying I'm expecting to have, where is it? I'm expecting to have 6.3, so about 6,300 pounds of fuel left total. So this should be like 3,000 something. This one should be 3,000 something. So like 3,150, 3,150 at the end. Yeah, probably because in instances like that, what they do is that's why they want you to use SimBrief, because then it puts in the correct amount. There's planes that I have that you cannot manually add in the fuel. There may be, like in the 737 on the little doodad here, there's a fuel thing that you could click. It gives you like a couple different settings of fuel that you click on that and it automatically adds it in. I don't know if that plane has that or not. So I couldn't say. I need to step away for just a moment. I'll be right back.
Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries.
I don't think that's the case. I think it's just it's a matter of well, let me wait till after the wait till after the ads are done playing, then we'll talk about it. I think 50% you should be fine for the remainder of the flight, Kev. You'll still burn fuel. I think you'll be okay. I know in the past when I flew the stock A320, if I had 50% fuel, that usually covered most distances, and I still had plenty of fuel left. I didn't need to know that, Kev. That's too much information.
All right, that's enough of this insubordination. If the machine breaks down, we break down.
Then Kev will be a wanted man, and not for good reasons either. No, I think what it is, see, I don't know, since I've not flown the Airbus planes in like forever. I didn't, I'll be honest, I did not expect to really enjoy flying the PMD 737s as much as I have. Once I got used to it, it's a fantastic plane. Oh, yeah, see, see, I don't know. That's a very, well, see, I know in some instances the plane may not allow, like, for you to add fuel in the air like that. Look on your, like, your little flight computer. See if on the left one, see if there's, if you go to like the menu, see if there's like an action. I don't know. See, that's the difficult part of of not. I really don't know what the deal is with their aircraft, like, but I think part of it is people who wanted a study level, for lack of a better term, right? A study level A320, but they didn't want to pay like Phoenix prices for a study level A320, or to deal with the fly-by-wire and the fact that it's always a work in progress. So any bills, that's why they gave that V2. But most people who want a plane like that have a Navigraph / SimBrief account, and they know how to put all the information into the flight computer, and using the EFB and everything, calculate all that stuff. That's the audience for a plane like that, is somebody who they create a flight plan in SimBrief, and then the calculations and all that stuff are handled for you. And when you load up the plane, it'll, like in the 737, when I import the flight plan into the flight computer, it'll say, like, how much cargo are you bringing, like all the luggage and all that. So you load that, and then the fuel, and it automatically sets your fuel for the flight plus a little bit extra in case you have to do a go around or whatever, right? Or if you have to go to your alternate airport. So that way, when you land, you're at the proper weight for the landing, what would be expected. Now, also, if it's possible that you're going to be a little bit overweight, that's why some of the airlines, if the pilots will, well, I don't know what to tell you, Kev. I'm just saying, I don't know. I've not flown that V2 plane since it's come out. I don't know if there's a thing on your little flight computer, like I was saying, is if you look on here, is there an option? If you go to the menu, is there an option, a fuel option? I can't show you here because I don't have that option in this. Well, but again, these are all, it's a matter of knowing your aircraft and what you can and can't do with it. Ooh, look at this. I'm gonna get a picture of this. This is some neat terrain here. That's why I say I can't, I can put in, here's the thing, okay? I could put in the time to learn everything I can about the V2 A320. At the end of the day, is it going to matter much? Probably not. The only thing it would do is if you run into a problem, I know how to help you solve it. But, however, comma pause for effect. Yeah. The tarring. What's tarring? That's why pilots need flight dispatchers. Yeah. And that's why you have something like SimBrief. That it does all that work for you. And then once you know how to use SimBrief, and my spelling won't matter, you can manipulate, you could change the fuel in SimBrief even. If you think you need a little extra, like if you're going to be flying in a headwind the entire time and you don't think that it's taking that into account, you can add in fuel because you think you're going to be burning more in a headwind, right? Now, I will tell you this, Kev. When I first started flying the 737 and I would see 16% fuel left, I would start freaking out too, because I'm thinking, oh crap, this is not going to go well. What? You're I'm going to allow that, but I don't know what you're trying to say. Manipulate. You're not making any sense, Kev. So, it may very well be that you have enough fuel to get to the destination. Manipulate. Manipulate. Manipulate, not.
Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries.
Manipulate.
How about new?
So, anyway, as I was saying, when I flew. Not what you said, Kev. So you can change the settings, the fuel in SimBrief. If you want to add more, you can. If you think, oh, I just don't know that it's calculated correctly and I'm going to be flying in a headwind the entire way, you're going to burn more fuel, right? Now, generally, the SimBrief takes that into account. No, come on, Kev. I'm trying to help you here. You're not listening. You're making jokes now. The idea is, in a plane like what you're flying, if you have a SimBrief, you've imported a SimBrief flight plan, you're going to have enough fuel to get to your destination. A lot of times what happens is the percentage that you see, so like you're looking at the percentage like what I have in my lower left corner, right? Down here it says 47% fuel. You're seeing 16. That doesn't mean you're about to run, okay, 14 now. It doesn't mean that you're suddenly going to drop out. You have, if you look, there's usually a fuel gauge or something on the plane and it says what percent, how many pounds of fuel you have, thousands of pounds. I have 5,390 pounds in the left wing and 5,380 pounds in the right wing. Combined, it's saying out here that's 47% fuel left for the flight. How accurate that is, I don't know. Okay. That's like a guess. Okay. So part of it is that in order for you to get comfortable with seeing a number like that, you have to fly the plane on a regular basis, but you also, it helps if you have, and I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, having a sim brief account helps, because then it will load, it should load the amount of fuel. Like when I was at, before I started the stream, when I clicked on the fuel pump here, it says start refueling, and it fills these 3 tanks, or it filled the tanks in 5 minutes, right? Or I can do it realistic, however long it would take to put all the fuel that I would need. All right, so I have, so is that total 5,820 total, or is that in roughly each tank? Because if you have that, you got like total. Okay. So that's about 2,400 in the left and right tank. I don't know. Again, I don't know the, yeah. I mean, historically, the A320 Neos are very fuel efficient. You and Infidel are still about 100 nautical miles, give or take, ahead of me. You are... See, there's our destination. Now, you can... What you could try to do, there's FYKT, right? Right there. That has a 76,000 foot runway. I can see long to go. So what you could do, you could land here, whichever runway, 4 or 22 would be those two choices right there. Can't see. Well, I am here. You guys are roughly here. So I think we're about halfway. I think we're crossing the halfway point. So if I look at this, and when I looked at when I look at where you guys are in relation to here, yeah, so this would be the next one here. FYKT. Well, it's a, you could land at F. Yeah, I would land there, come to a complete stop, and then try to reset your fuel, and then get back in the air. So that's who I'd call for help. I'd say, can I land there, and then see if you can add more fuel on the ground. But that's why it's imperative that people know the limitations of their planes or what they can and can't do in situations like that. I can't always solve all the problems, unfortunately. I probably wouldn't have enough time. Yeah, there you go. That's a good comment. And I think the reality is you would declare an emergency, land at that airport, see if you could take on some fuel, and that would be the end of it. Let's see where we are. So 287 nautical miles to go to our top of descent. There it is there. Well, in the real world, you'd have a flight dispatcher getting them straight before he took off. That's what would happen in the real world, Infidel. Let's be honest. His company wouldn't tolerate this kind of nonsense from him. Now, do you know, let me ask you this question. Do you know, like, if before you took off, could you have put in 50%? Well, that's true. Yeah. The company might say, well, we know what you want, but we're not going to pay that kind of money for that amount of fuel that you're going to waste. So that's the big question. So, like, before you left, could you have put in like 50%? Uh-huh. That's the big question. I know traditionally the stock A320 came with 50% fuel already loaded. Oh, dang. Yeah, see, that's messed up. What was I watching where somebody was talking about that? I was watching something. I forget. Oh well. Yeah, see, I don't know, like, could you have loaded 50% fuel? Or is it more that they're trying to make this well, and see, that's the tricky part, Kev, because people were clamoring for a better A3. Now, if here's the what do you want to call it? Here's the thing about study level stuff. If you, well, what was I gonna say? How can I say it? That version, that probably would have been better if it was released when the sim was released from the get-go. You know, they waited, it seemed like an infinity before you got a better version of the A320 than what was given to us initially on release, right? So that would have given people time to learn the systems, right? So you know, but that's a very you have to want to spend the time to learn it. That's the tricky part. I wouldn't go there. I would go to the one I was telling you about. It has a runway that should be able to handle. Go to FYKT. It has like an 8,000 foot runway or 7,600 foot runway. I don't know where FYML is. I don't see that one. That's why I said go here. I know where that one is. And you should be right near it. Matter of fact, you just passed it. Well, Infidel did. It's to your left. Well, the next one past that is our destination. No, FYML. That's a pretty small. If that's red, I'm venturing that's a pretty small airport. Yeah. Well, there's a runway, the longest one they have is 6,562 feet long. I'm going to start charging for nonsense like this, honestly. I mean, that's up to you, Kev. But you're the pilot in charge. Make a decision. I can't fly the plane for you, Kev. Well. Well, it must be a massive crosswind. 60. Ooh, wow, look at that. Can I mail you? Why would I need your flight stick? You should have gone to the airport that I suggested. You would have been able to get on the ground and try to sort out your fuel situation. Yeah. No. I'm not going to fly your plane for you. Absolutely not. I don't mind trying to help people, but at the end of the day, you have to be willing to do the work. And I get it. It's not it's not something that most people would want to do or whatever. I enjoy the learning aspect of it. Wait, what? I don't know. You said no, exclamation. Come on. No. What's... I don't know what you... Oh, okay. Oh, I think I know now why I did that. Yeah. But I get it. Not everybody has the time or energy to learn all the peculiarities of the plane that they're going to fly. But I can't. There's nothing I can do about that. Right? Oh yeah, let's see if we can get that in a picture. That's pretty neat. You know, just like I was trying to teach somebody about flight sim that I no longer talk to. And I was doing all the flight planning for her. Right? Well, I want to go here. Well, you know, you have to be willing to put in the time yourself. I can't. Why am I doing it for you? Right, there goes Kev. He's landing somewhere. You got 389 nautical miles to go? Is that what you're saying, Infidel? Yeah. But, you know, I have in my nature, I like to help people, but, and this is one of the things that I learned when I was a tutor. Oh, the medium flight is 389. At what point, there's a fine line between being a tutor and actually doing the work for the person in order for them to get a passing grade. Where is that line? And sometimes it depends on the student, right? And if I got to the point where I felt like I'm really doing the work for you, if you're not getting a good grade, you know, why is that my problem? You have to be the one to put in the work, not me. I can guide you, you know, kind of like Scruffy used to say when he in his automotive class, I'm not going to give you the answer, but I'm going to point you in the direction that you're going to find the answer on your own. Right? You have to put in the effort to learn you know, the systems. You know, like in automotive repair, you have to know these are the steps that you take to get to the root of the problem, so that you can go to the customer and say, this is what I found and this is what I can do to fix it, or I need to order this part, or whatever, right? You know, I don't mind helping people, but if, you know, if you can't help yourself, or you're not going to put in the work, what am I doing then, other than doing the work for you? You know, I'll be honest, I mean, a few people helped me out when I started off in flight sim. Captain Arsh was one of them. There was a lot of stuff that he was talking about, but that I didn't understand, and he would try a bunch of different ways to explain it, and then I'm like, okay, I have to take that information and sort it out myself, and just work through it. I can't keep going to him saying, well, I just don't get it. I don't get it. What am I, you know? After a while, he's going to say, well, I don't know what else to tell you. You know? So, but it's a, you know, fortunately, I have the time to learn all this stuff, right? I can put in the effort. But if not, well, that's then I have to live with that, right? And certainly there's probably people out there who have way more knowledge about Kev's plane than I do, who could help him say, oh, if you do X, Y, and Z before you do ABC or whatever, well then, you know, then they passed on the information that they know about that particular plane. All right, let's see where we're at on the. So I'm guessing Kev went to FYKT after all. You know, just like Tuesday, I had to learn to, I had to trust that Say Intentions was not going to steer me the wrong way. But if they had, I was prepared to. I don't know what to tell you, Kev. I've given you as many options as I can give you. Okay. I don't know what else to tell you. That's a you problem, Kev. That's not a me problem. I don't know. I honestly don't know. The systems in your plane, I do not know. Okay? I really don't. There might be somebody out there who can explain it better to you. I can't. I don't have an answer. That's why I told you where the nearest airport to you was. If you landed there, you could try to sort it out there. I don't know what else to tell you. Okay? I really don't. Oh, Kev. You can tell her that yourself. She'll still give you a frying pan upside the head. All right. Oh. Aha. That's how that works. Okay. Oh, that's going to be uncomfortable to sit. You got to put your feet on one side of the... It'd be kind of uncomfortable after a while, I would think. That's how you could use that. I never knew that. Learned just learned something new. Oh, I can imagine, because that doesn't look like it'd be very comfortable for even a regional flight. That you got to put your right foot there and your left foot over there. That would suck. Huh, look at that. You even got a cup holder there. You could adjust the seat from there too. What about the other one? Oh yeah, you can adjust that one. That's pretty cool. So you have the standard entry here, but you cannot go through here. But I'm going to show you, because when we get on the ground, yeah, no. that basically, if somebody was going to sit there, they would have to. Everybody would have to be in the flight deck first, and then that person would have to sit. God, that would be just so. Yeah. Yeah, you can't go through here, but when we land, I'll show you because this door. This door here does open this cargo door here, and as well as there's a cargo door there and there, right here, where where you would normally put like the luggage. These two doors, this door here and the one in the back open. All the other main doors open as well, like you would expect, except there's just no rear door other than the cargo one here. This one opens as well, and that one opens. So does this one. But it took me a few tries to get this to open. You have to have all your hydraulic systems have to be enabled in order for you to get the door to open. God, yeah, that would not be a... So I was trying to figure, like, how in the world is somebody going to fit, unless you have this scooted all the way forward, which means the co-pilot would be very uncomfortable in order to give them leg room. But then I'm like, when I just happened to see that, I'm like, oh, that's how, and I'm like, oh man, that does not seem, you can't put your feet on the pedestal here, Could you imagine if you're like a 6 foot something tall dude and they say, oh, just ride in the jump seat? Hell no. Legs would stretch all the way out here. What talk about? Your legs would be cramped, your back would hurt. All right, Kev, did you sort it out? I see you on the ground back there. Did you get your fuel situation sorted? Yeah, could you imagine like somebody tall like Scruffy trying to squeeze into a seat like this and then go like, well, you know, you can't really stretch out. Because if you, even then, you go too far, you're going to hit the trim wheel on the sides here. I mean, yeah. You know, I slept in the back of a Bradley during the Gulf War, and there wasn't much room to stretch out because we had to sleep inside the vehicle, right? And I was all curled up like in a fetal position. I tell you, my knees, my back. Ugh. I always said somebody's got to get a pry bar to, like, get in there and open me up a bit. You know, get my legs, and I was, oh man, it sucked. And I'm not that tall. I'm only 5'11". But I can't imagine even trying to sit in a jump seat like that, because after a while you'd just be super uncomfortable. But hey, you got a cup holder here. You can put your coffee there. You can put your Starbucks there. This almost, honestly, this almost looks like an ashtray, doesn't it? Because there's where you would put the cigarette. It's just like they repurposed it, you know. It almost seems like it would have been an ashtray at one point, back when people were, you know, allowed to smoke. Oh, is that the oh, we do have a windshield here, or glare shield. Ah, look at that. Oh, shoot. Oh. That part stays. Okay. Oh, Kev's gone. We lost Kev. He was there 1 minute, and now he's gone. Well, it's still showing him there at FYML. Maybe I'm too far past him. He's over the horizon. Kev, are you gonna get back in the air? No, not with a face like that. Thank you for the biddies, Kev. All right, what happened? Let's hear it. All right, we should start our top of descent here shortly. You couldn't add fuel at all. I'm guessing is what that face indicates. Okay. Or you figured it out. Nope, you could not add fuel. So you basically had to leave the plane and then respawn on the runway to have fuel back in the plane. I'm guessing is what you... Or you're changing planes to the stock A320. I think it has something to do, they expect the people who want to fly that plane have a SimBrief account. And the fuel would be put in based on the flight plan that you filed through SimBrief. That's my guess. Unless there's a way to do it through the EFB, but I don't know. That's the only other option I could think of, but I don't know. Janet, I'll handle the radios from the remainder of the flight.
All right, Robert. The radios are all yours. Just like passing the baton in a relay race, but with more altitude and less running.
Appreciate your help today, Janet. You've done a wonderful job. Thank you.
Oh, Robert, you're making me blush. It's like when Toby tried to compliment a toaster for making perfect toast. But thank you. I'm just here to make sure we don't end up in a place we didn't plan to go.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I know, huh? Yep. I made Janet blush. Aw, gee whiz. Isn't that special? So there's Eros Airport. We don't want Eros Airport. We want
Traffic.
Is that for you? You must be 40 nautical miles out from me, infidel. You gave me a traffic alert. That's weird. All right, so we are almost at A2P, A2P, whatever. No, we are not anywhere near. Yes, we've already passed it. Okay, where's my little... There we are. Okay. Center, Postman 237, we're ready to start our descent. for preparation to land ILS 26 at Foxtrot Yankee Whiskey Hotel.
Postman 237, Windhoek radar identified. Good afternoon.
Oh, that's Windhoek radar. Windhoek radar, Postman 237, request 18,000 feet.
Postman 237, Windhoek radar. Expect the 8 Top 1 Bravo arrival. I'll have you descending in just a moment.
Copy, Postman 237. I don't think she's getting enough oxygen to talk like that. Well, she's supposed to be the funny co-pilot. So, all right, we're looking at 126 knots for landing. Go ahead and switch that to that. Oh boy, we're gonna have to really start descending here.
Postman 237, expect the 8 to 1 Bravo arrival. I'll have you descending in just a minute.
Roger, Postman 237. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna have to dial it. We're gonna have to start dropping altitude here very quickly.
Postman 237, descend via ATU 1 Bravo into Windhoek, QNH 1020.
They'll go all the way for 8,000. Starting our descent, Postman 237.
Postman 237, descend, say requested altitude.
We'll be descending for 8,000, Postman 237.
Postman 237, descend flight level 150.
Descending to 150, Postman 237.
Postman 237, climb flight level 150.
There we go. All right, we're going for 15,000. This is going to be a very steep descent. We're going to have to go to 8. Oh, I think we're going to go loop around, actually. Or are we? No, we are not. Oh, crap. Yeah, we are way too high. Son of, yep, there's the airport. We should have been at 8,000 already. Now, it could be, I think, okay, this is what we're doing then. Okay, we're going to do the VOR approach. It's going to take us down that track and then back around. Okay. We'll live with that. I was about to say, declare a missed approach. Nice. Well done, Kev, Infidel. Kev is right there. No, it's fine. I wasn't sure if I was going to come right in on here or if we were going to fly this whole procedure. So either way it works. Oh, yes, thank you. All right, 15 minutes. Because sometimes it may tell me to go, you know, like it was expecting me to land.
Left heading 115.
Turn left heading 115, Postman 237. We're gonna let the say 135 or 155? 115. All right, so it may, okay. It may vector me back in.
Postman 237, contact Windhoek approach on 120.5.
Approach on 120.5. Good day. Windhoek approach, Postman 237.
Postman 237, Windhoek approach, identified. Good evening. Expect the ILS runway 26 approach into Windhoek.
Expect the ILS runway 26 approach into Windhoek, Postman 237.
Postman 237, turn left, heading 060.
Turn left, 060, Postman 237. All right, we're finally at our altitude. Almost.
Postman 237, turn left, heading 040.
Turning left, 040, Postman 237.
Postman 237, 6 miles from Impep. Turn left heading 345 until established on the localizer. Clear.
Turning left, heading 345 until established on localizer, Postman 237. You did say 345, right? Alright, hold on a second here. I think final approach 256, yeah.
Postman 237, contact Windhoek Tower on 118.1 when established.
.1 when established, Postman 237. Windhoek Tower, Postman 237, inbound on ILS 26 approach.
Postman 237, Windhoek Tower, roger. Continue ILS 26 approach.
What did Kev get?
Glide slope alive.
Alright, there we go. Glide slope's alive. Nice. What was his other landing rate? For his other landing. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end the submissions now since we're on the approach.
Postman 237, Windhoek Tower, winds 300 at 5. Runway 26, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 26, Postman 237. Negative 225, alright. Alright. We're established on the approach. Here we go. Probably gonna have to fly this in manually here in a second. we're a bit off the off the center line here.
Localizer alive.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Well, I thought I ended it. I think it did. Mara, go ahead and prepare for landing.
Okay, Captain Robert, all doors in park. Dear passengers, we have reached our final parking position. Captain Robert and the cabin crew are now saying goodbye. We wish you a nice stay here in Musea Kutako, or a safe ongoing travel.
I didn't say we were at the parking spot. I said prepare for landing. My God, she can't. It's like I'm speaking a foreign language to her.
Pull up. Minimums. $100. 50, 40, 30. 20, 10.
Ground item. Spoilers, yellow and green.
That was a 30. Yes. It was that close to being greased.
60 knots.
That close.
Brake pressure checked.
I'll take it. I'll take that to the bank all day. Thank you, Mick.
Postman 237, taxi to parking at your discretion. Stay with me.
Staying on this frequency, taxiing to a parking spot at my discretion. Postman 237. Thank you. Oh, that had to basically get the plane to get down to the right altitude. Alright. Oh, Kev decided to go back in the air. Oh, I see where you are, Infidel. I'll come over by you. I don't know. You tell me, Kev. You're pulling the potential. Whenever he flies that, what do you call it? The Maelstrom. He gets a little throttle, and the next thing you know, he's airborne again. I think we'll park it right there. Now here comes the fun part while we're waiting for Kev to show up. Aircraft chocks. Get the chocks down. We'll go ahead and shut down engines 1 and 2. Where'd he go? He was right there a minute ago. Kev, where'd you go? All right. Well, we're waiting on Kev. All right, let's we'll connect the ground power here real quick. Now, let's see. This should work. If I open forward cargo, aft cargo, the side cargo, there it is. See, there's the cargo containers. And so when you load up, all right, let me get the picture here. I don't know where Kev went, but I'll take the picture of the two of us there, Infidel. There we go. Got it. So when you're doing loading the cargo at the beginning, right? It will, so like when I do this, if I go start deboarding, right? The above me, how can I be? I don't see you above me, Kev. Anyway, so what happens is, once it starts unloading, the cargo will slowly disappear. Now, what it should do is, okay, so it did the first one, and then it'll do the next one, like it's being taken off. It'd be cool if they had it where it would automatically move each one, you know, like it would animate, so that it would come to the door and then basically then disappear. But they don't have that have that set. But I think it's pretty cool that it still does, and then you can open these and whatever's in here, you know, like small parcels or whatever, and these cargo areas would be taken out as well. Oh, now I see you way out there. You're at the wrong airport, Kev. All right, well, I'll take a picture of you in the air. There. All right, I got it. Okay. So yeah. And then just like with the passengers, once it's all done, it'll go green, saying that that they're empty. But it will do that. Oh, ads. Okay. I'll wait. Thank you. Boy, did I take a picture of the... No, I didn't. Oh, that was a 2 hours and 9-minute flight. 840 socks out of that one. Slew bugged out. Okay. All right, so basically what happens is it will keep, you know, like, okay, there should be like one, okay, there's like one more, looks like, so once it's all out, you know, kind of like once all the passengers are deboarded, then that number it'll be 0, but when it's fully loaded, it'll go green saying, I don't think it's the A320 problem. It's just you're just having rotten luck today, Kev. It's either that or you spend the money on a 737. But again, you gotta learn the ropes. That's what it says, deboarding. So if this was passengers, it would be deboarding. It would say how much time is left for the deboarding process. And then once everything's clear, so we got 0 in the forward cargo. Now I can close all those doors. It's all completed, right? And then you can close it, so it closes the door. All the passengers all the cargo's off. And your door's secure. So there you go. All right, let's go ahead. Man, that should have shut everything. Oh. There we go. All right, so 2 hours and 9 minutes, about 2 hours and 10. So that wasn't too bad. I was expecting a much longer flight. I was expecting it to be, oh, why is this? Now see, now I'm having issues. Ah, dang it. All right, there we go. Sailboat fuel. I don't know. It is just that's what the cargo looks like. So it's like a cargo container, like what you would expect to see at most airports. Thank you, Mel. Appreciate it. That have cargo operations. It's like a standard cargo container. So anyway, but that will do it for today, folks. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Infidel and Kev, for flying along. Sorry you had so many issues, Kev. Don't give up on the plane. Keep working at it. Learn from it. Can only get better. So I'll be back in 2 weeks. 737 operations going from Miami International to Viewfort. Yeah, I'm going to take a couple weeks to get myself back together after Monday, and so I'll be back. Do enjoy the rest of your Saturday morning, afternoon, evening, early Sunday for some folks already around the world. I have been, always shall be, your host, pilot, lead singer, and driver of the airplane, Uncle B. Until next time. Oh, wait a minute. Almost forgot the predictions. I don't think anybody predicted that I would have that fantastic of a landing. Almost forgot the predictions. Nobody. Aha! I beat the expectations. Let's see. Let me look at. Let's see. Somebody gave me 46 to 60. Only one person gambled. Yep, no one. I exceeded expectations. That's what happens. You know, you bet against me, I'm going to exceed expectations. All right. Anyway, do enjoy the rest of your Saturday morning, afternoon, evening, early Sunday already. I have been and always shall be your host, pilot, lead singer, driver of the airplane, Uncle B. Until the 20th. Peace. Live long and prosper.